Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Solomon Wong, and here we talk about entrepreneurship, business, credit cards, and personal development. Today, I want to talk about the 10 best ideas that I got personally from The Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. All right, guys, let's get into it. So a little bit of context of how I got started with this book. I knew nothing about Russell prior to the 10X Growth Con, which was back in February, which I personally love. I suggest everyone go check it out by Grant Cardone. I was actually sitting next to another entrepreneur that was next to me, and we just started talking about life, business, and sharing ideas. For those of you who know, I love reading books. So he actually suggested The Expert Secrets by Russell. And he said that it changed his mindset on how he sees himself in his business. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I bought the book. Russell's actually giving the book away for free. You just have to pay shipping. I only paid maybe like $7.95, so it wasn't too bad. But I want to just share with you the 10 best ideas that I got from the book personally. I just condensed them down, so if you don't have the time to actually read the book, you can just listen to 10 best ideas and then actually take actionable steps on it. So let's get into it. Best idea number 1, become an attractive character. All right, so when you want to be, so what he means by that is when you become a leader or become an expert in your field, you need to become an attractive character. Okay, when you become an attractive character, you want to live the life that your audience wishes they live. And the best example I can think of with this is Tai Lopez. Now, some of you may like him, some of you may hate him, but whether or not, you can't argue with his results. He is probably one of the best marketers that I know, and he literally lives the life that people wish they could live. He shows Lamborghinis, he shows hot model, a huge mansion that he lives in. Like, he pretty much paints this beautiful picture of a lifestyle that you want to live. And in order for you to do that, for you to get this lifestyle, you need to purchase his courses. Maybe, you buy his mentor box or whatever it is, like whatever it is that he's selling you or marketing to you. That's how he gets your attention, because attention is everything. But in order for you to see him as an expert, he wants you to see where he's at now. Look at where I'm at. Look at the life that I'm living. Because first he's trying to inspire you. First he's trying to motivate you. He's trying to build up your emotion, and then he's going to give you the actionable steps. This is what I did, and this is what you can get the same result if you do what I do. Whether you like him or not, he has massive results, and that's one of the biggest things that I took away from Tai, is that you need to live the life that your audience wishes that they could live. Big idea number 2 is you don't have to be a certified expert in order to help people. Russell kind of shares this story from the movie Catch Me If You Can. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, but what it is it's pretty much a movie about this con artist, and he goes around and pretends to be all these different things. He's like a professional con artist, but he actually goes and starts teaching a class at a university. He's teaching advanced sociology at a university as a professor. And he goes through the whole semester teaching this class, and eventually, it finally catches up with him, and they catch him and they try to arrest him. But they ask him, like, how did you teach a class of advanced sociology, but you know nothing about sociology? And all he said was, all I did was read one chapter ahead of the class. Now think about that. In order to become an expert or to teach something in your field, you just have to read one chapter ahead of your class. And that was one of my biggest takeaways from this book. Like, I really thought about it, like, geez, yeah, you're right. Like, if I want to be an expert, I just need to know and make sure that I'm one step ahead of my audience and showing them what I'm learning, because the more I grow, the more I can show my audience how to grow with me. I will always remember is that you always read one chapter ahead. You want to just make sure that you're always ahead of the game and always growing and always taking the time to grow your mindset and the ideas that you have in order to help those that are beneath you. So that's the big idea number 2. Big idea number 3, who are you serving? All right, who are you serving? Who's your market? So he talks about the blue ocean strategy. All right, so what he talks about is that there's this ocean or there's this market. People go into the market and then there's a feeding frenzy with all these sharks, right? So now the ocean starts turning red, starts turning bloody, because the more you're successful in that market, other sharks are gonna see it and be like, oh, I can do that too. So they jump in and they start eating, and then more and more people come in and they start saturating the market. So the ocean starts turning red. So that's what he says, is that you don't wanna jump into a saturated niche. You don't wanna just jump into a market that there's a bunch of sharks in it already. You want to take that market and create sub-markets. There's three main markets. There's health, wealth, and relationships. Now you take those three main markets, health, wealth, or relationships, and you build a blue ocean for yourself. You build a sub-niche. Let's just say it's from health. You have a health niche. So sub-niches could be CrossFit, how to lose weight within 10 weeks, how to do martial arts and lose weight, or whatever it is. You're creating sub niches within the main niche. So it's because the main niche has all these sharks in it eating away, you create sub niches where there's no sharks there yet. You create a new opportunity, which I'll get into, is that you build this other niche, this other smaller ocean, so you can invite people into your smaller ocean and you're the main shark. You, or maybe a limited few of you, will be that main shark in that sub niche. One of the things that I love that he was explaining is that you don't jump into a niche, and that's what I've done. I've jumped into saturated niches before too, trying to succeed in stuff that I should have known was already saturated. So essentially Russell's saying is that carve out your own blue ocean in a niche, in a market. Don't just fight in that whole broad ocean of whether it's health, wealth, or relationships. Create yourself your own sub niche. All right, guys, big idea number 4: improvement offers versus new opportunities. All right, so what a lot of us try to do, and I'm very guilty of it, is we try to sell improvement offers. What improvement offer is, we're creating a better mousetrap. You have the same product, same service, same whatever. You just make it a little bit better and try to sell it for more. A new opportunity is something brand new, something that these folks have never heard of before or have never thought of doing, and you're offering them something that's not just, oh, if you just do this, it's gonna be just slightly better. No, if you actually take this new opportunity, you can actually build upon it. You can actually get results. Someone says like, oh, try this green shake. It helps you lose weight. If you have to burn more calories than you intake, and if you take this green shake, it could cut your cravings down, whatever is blah blah blah. That's an improvement offer. All right, because you're just taking something that people already do and you're just improving it just a little bit. Okay, with a new opportunity, it could be like, look, I created this brand new workout for short people, and it's only for short people, or something, or whatever it is, but that's a new opportunity. It's like, oh, I never heard of this workout. I'm short, maybe like this will work for me. So now you're giving them the option to opt in on a brand new opportunity, opposed to something that they already do, but you're just slightly making it a little bit better. I don't get too deep into politics, but the things, a good examples he had was President Trump versus Hillary's campaign. Hillary's logo was, I'm with her. It's an improvement offer. I'm with her. Opposed to Trump, a new opportunity, which his one was, let's make America great again. So you just really think about that. Put all the all the arguments aside. Let's make America great again. That's a new opportunity. That's something that people can get on board with, opposed to I'm with her. That's just an improvement offer. There's a difference between improvement offer and new opportunity. All right, big idea number 5. Status drives decisions. Right? Status drives decisions. Now, what does that mean? It means that all the decisions that we ever make, whether to do or do not, is based on our status. Is it going to increase our status? Is it going to drop our status? Like, just think about it. Like for you guys, like, are you going to talk to that girl? Like, probably not, because if I get shut down, my status is going to drop. My friends are going to tease me. I'm going to look stupid. Or are you gonna buy that Lamborghini, or are you gonna buy that Ferrari or nice car or whatever? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it because my status in my mind will go up. I have a friend that they take literally a half an hour to craft one Instagram post, which is, you know, for some it makes sense, but if it's just for your personal one, it's just kind of, if you're not using it for business, you shouldn't take half an hour to make a post. But the thing is that it takes half an hour to make this post, and you got to think about it. Why do you put so much time into your Instagram post or your Facebook post or whatever it is? It's because you wanted to elevate your status. Why do people post? Why do girls post naked pictures, or guys post stuff with chains and stuff? They want their status to be elevated. Why don't you ever post stuff about you failing at something, or nobody posts stuff about losing money, or, you know, breaking up or whatever? Because it's gonna lower your status. Status drives everything with decisions, everything, whether to move or not to move. So think about that whenever you have that new opportunity for someone. Is this gonna increase your status, or is it gonna decrease your status? Status drives decisions. Big idea number 6, the big domino. What is the one thing you need your followers to believe in that'll overcome all their objections they have of whether it's your business, your product, your service, whatever it is? There's that big domino, and you just, once you push that big domino down, it'll just wipe out all the other smaller dominoes. What is that one thing? For me, I used to sell fight balls. I started my own fight brand, and I started selling invisible fight balls. They're pretty much reflex balls that you put on your head and you punch them. And then, you know, I would try to tell people, you know, it helps with your accuracy, your speed, your reflexes. It'll do all these things. You can use all these different techniques for them. Really, what I should have done was I should have just focused on one thing, the one thing that the reason why you needed the product. I believe that it will help you with your reflexes, and it'll help you with your hand-eye coordination. But when I would explain it, I would tell them like, oh, I would make a 20,000 page list of what benefits that this thing has, when I should have just focused on one big thing, that this fight ball and the value that it could bring to you as a fighter, as a martial artist, you know, or just as a kid that wants to get their hand-eye coordination down. So remember that. What is your one big thing? If you guys like the content, please leave a like down below or share it with your friends, and then comment down below if you've read the book. If there's any ideas that you've had, leave them down, because I would love to learn from you as well. Big idea number 7, the Epiphany Bridge. With this one, it really hit me because I've made this mistake. When you start learning something, you get so emotionally moved that you're invested. Now you want to go and you want to learn all, you know, build your skill set. What do you have to do to get better? You know, the techno babble, like you want to learn all the terminology and how everything works. And then you want to go and share that with other people. For me, when I started learning about credit cards, I was blown away. Like I was like, oh wow, you can do this, you can do that. Like, oh, you can't do this, or this hurts you, or this helps you. Like it blew me away. Like I was just like so immersed in the information that, like, why don't we learn this in school? Why doesn't people teach us this? Why haven't my parents teach me this? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So I went to work and I started like babbling on to everybody at work about credit cards. I'm like, you know, you can do this with your credit card, or if you have good credit, or, you know, you can leverage these points, you get free travel, you get cash back. And everyone was irritated. Everyone was kind of just like, yeah, Solomon, I don't want to hear it, whatever. It's because when I first started, I was emotionally invested first, and then I logically took that emotion and then I logically justified why I was doing what I was doing. So with a lot of people, and especially me, I'm so guilty of this, is that you want to get people emotionally invested first. You want to share with them your epiphany bridge. You want them to have their own epiphany. Like you want to share with them why it is that you should learn this. You, like a lot of us, we try to convince people logically on why they should do something. You need to convince them emotionally first. Show them what they can actually get. Build that bridge. Give them that epiphany, the epiphany that you had, that excitement, that emotion, that the love of whatever it is that you're doing. Give that to them, and then let them come over, feel the emotion, and then logically be invested and justify why they want to learn whatever it is that they want to learn from you. So the Epiphany Bridge, guys, that's actually, it's a really good idea, and I thought that was really awesome. All right, guys, big idea number 8. Effective storytelling, or known as story selling. Okay, so one of the things is, you ever notice that the same two people can tell the same story and get 2 different results? That's because one person might not have as much emotion and passion into it than the other person. So the first thing about good storytelling is oversimplification. You want to oversimplify it. You want to dumb it down to a 2nd or 3rd grade level. We try to elevate our status in their mind by using complicated vocabulary. And what we really need to do is we need to dumb it down. You ever told a story and people just, they don't get it? You're just probably like, you probably had to be there. You know, that's exactly what it is. You have to oversimplify the story. You want to build that emotion. You want to get that going. And if when people don't understand what you're talking about, you want to use something called the kind of like bridge. You want to tell them like, oh, this is kind of like, and then dumb it down for them so that they can understand what it is that you're talking about. Keep that in mind, guys. Storytelling, you want to make and create emotion. You want to use the kind of like bridge to connect you and another person so they understand you. Don't oversimplification. Oversimplify the story. And don't use too many big words. Number 9, biggest idea that I got from the Expert Secrets is the hero's journey. Now, what is the hero's journey? The hero's journey is pretty much, what is your journey? What is your story? You have 3 most important things that create your hero's journey. You have the character, you have the desire, and then you have the conflict. So character, for instance, Little Red Riding Hood, it would be our character. Desire is out. She wants to bring cookies to her grandma. Conflict, the big bad wolf. Out of every story, every movie that you've ever watched has that 3 bases. What is your story? For me, I'm the character, obviously, and one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to make money online. That was my desire. I wanted to start learning how to essentially sell stuff online. So I started selling books, and my conflict was people would laugh at me. People thought I was stupid, or I was weird. Like I was like, you selling books? On my days off or on holidays, I would go to Savers and thrift stores and book sales, and I wouldn't hang out with my friends who were going to the beach, and they would just kind of like look at me weird, like, why aren't you gonna hang out with us? Like, why are you going to the bookstore? Are you really making any money on selling these books? But they don't understand that took me to constantly grow. Like, one path always leads to another. So for me, that was my journey. That was my hero's journey. I took the leap of faith and gave up and sacrificed certain things, like certain instant pleasures, so that I could essentially build my mindset and build my skill set via selling books online, via making money online. That's just my hero's journey, and I'm still on the journey, and it's constantly changing. But what is your hero's journey? It's gonna take those 3 things, guys: character, desire, and then conflict. All right, think about that when you're telling your story. Best big idea number 10 that I got from the Expert Secrets: creating your culture. Create your culture. Now, what does he mean by that? He means creating a culture of us versus them. Now, with whether it's your business, your personal brand, your community, whatever it is, you want to build a culture where it's us versus them. All right, you want to throw rocks at their enemies, essentially. Now, why do people get tattoos of Harley Davidsons? I'm from Hawaii. People have tattoos of their area code. They associate from where they're from. Or you get my brother-in-law has a tattoo of Arizona on his leg. It's like they associate themselves, they self-identify themselves with that brand, with that place that they're from, whatever it is that they believe in. I used to be a breakdancer, and I used to have a crew. It's called Life. Shout out to the Life crew. What we used to do is that we used to show up to dance battles, and everyone would be in their crew gear. So we had like pre-made crew t-shirts. Life was on the over here in the front. We'd have LIFE, living it freestyle every day, and that was It was just, that was what I self-identified with. We'd have our name on it. We'd all show up. We'd all be looking fly. Everybody would get down, start breaking, just battling everybody. It was awesome. But we had a culture, we had a crew, we all believed in one thing, and we all helped each other grow together in that breakdancing scene, is because that was our culture. So with your business or your brand or whatever it is that you're selling, you want to create a culture. You want to let people self-identify themselves, not force it upon them, but create something that they can opt in and become a part of something greater than themselves. All right, guys, that leaves it for the 10 best ideas from the book Expert Secrets. Highly suggest checking it out. I will leave a link below where you can get the book. Like I said, I got it. You get it for free. You just gotta pay shipping. You guys have any questions, comments? Leave them down below. If you, like I said, if you know any tips or you've personally read the book, also leave them down in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Other than that, see you guys soon. All right. Aloha.